Hello everybody, this is LaToya of Infinite Nature and I'm back with another video. It's been a minute, about a week since I've uploaded a video, so I'll get this up and going as soon as possible. And the reason why I'm coming to you guys today, it's not for a food video per se, but it's definitely related to health. And the book that I'm talking about is this one, which is called Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdoms by Dr. Christiane Northrup. And my husband gave me this book last week when he went to the Salvation Army, and I've been hooked on this book since. I call my husband my book angel because he's always giving me books that I need to read, that's been called to me to read. And this book is amazing. I will recommend this book to any woman, regardless of where you are in your life, because you could definitely relate to it. When I first got the book, I opened it immediately. And I just opened it just to see what it was going to be, and it landed right on the pregnancy and birthing chapter, which was like, wow, I meant to read this. And when I read the birthing and pregnancy and birthing, I was just like, wow. So then I saw that they had a chapter on like what was the next chapter? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but I don't remember. But the next chapter after that I read was bonding with your baby, motherhood, bonding with your baby. And then I went backwards and saw that there was a fertility chapter. And then I read the chapter on, I'm currently on the chapter on breast. So I'm kind of like not going in order. I'm going kind of backwards, and then I'm probably going to go forwards in the book because it's a thick book. But this book is amazing, and it's definitely showing me that I'm, for the most part, in alignment with what I desire out of my pregnancy. And it's important for me to be really connected to my child, and for me to be present with myself and my body, and to trust my body, because I desire to actually do a home birth. That's my intention. That's the plan. Not just the desire, but that's the plan. To have a home birth. I have a midwife, and everything is going good, as better than I could ever imagine. And I'm grateful for the love and support that we have for this pregnancy. And it's just a reminder, the importance of taking time for myself, and to really get in touch with my feelings and emotions, because the baby really feels this stuff, and there was a lot of things that I had to work through before I decided to really consciously say, yes, I want a baby. There was things that I personally had to work through from childhood, and some beliefs that I've had about myself, and some judgments and things that I've had about myself and others. There was a lot of things that I had to really sit down with. I had to sit down with my inner child and talk to my inner child, and and really had to sit down and reflect on how I view motherhood, and what I believe motherhood is, and what happens when I become a mother, things of that nature, because it really impacts your ability to conceive. It's just really, a lot of the things that was written in the book, it makes sense to me, but it's just like seeing a doctor. The author is a OBGYN. I don't think she's currently in practice, but I don't know exactly what she's doing currently, but she is an OBGYN, and so she has a lot of experience working in the hospital, and she has a holistic approach which I really appreciate. And she always mentions Caroline Nice, or Mice. I don't know how you pronounce her last name, but you know, if you go back in my videos, you'll see that I did a couple of reviews on the sacred contracts, and I really love Caroline Nice. I've read her other books that she has, so I love how she references her, because she's an awesome author. But it's just a lot of the things that I had to work through before I consciously said, okay, I desire to have a baby with my husband. You know, I went through that, and it kind of talks about it in the book. And I just want to encourage women who are currently pregnant or plan to get pregnant to really make sure that you are consciously making the choice to bring this life into the world. And that is not all solely based upon, you know, logical, as she stated in the book. Some of it is instinct. You know, you just feel it in your bones that you're ready to, you know, to have a child. But also be realistic too, and also reflect on what your current situation is with your mate, whoever that person is, and is it a really healthy relationship. You know, be real with yourself, because there's just certain aspects of that book that just make complete sense. Any feelings, emotions, doubts, fears will come through your body, and anything can happen. And sometimes the women have had healthy pregnancies, and you know, things happen. So I just encourage women to just really take the time to listen to your body, like for real. And I know that in certain situations where there's emergencies, sometimes you're not thinking about that, but when you're not in those situations, I encourage it highly, because I know that supported me and continues to support me, because as I read the book, and anything that came up for me in the book, I wrote it in my journal. I wrote down anything, any issues, any frustrations that it may be lingering, maybe still lingering, and I acknowledged them so that it doesn't impact me in the magnitude that it could if I didn't address those feelings, or you know, feelings, emotions, thoughts, beliefs, whatever. So it's just so imperative that we as women recognize that we have so much power, that we have way more control of our births with our children than, you know, society may think that we can handle, and that our bodies are creative, and they know what to, and it knows what to do, and to remember that, you know, and that even if you are not having a child, or you decide not to have a child, or circumstances happen to where you're not able to, that does not take away from the fact that you're still a woman, and that you have the ability to create in many different ways, and that our wombs are the center of creativity. Regardless if you went through a surgery to remove your womb, you still have a center of creativity regardless, you know. And that's all that I really wanted to say, because I just feel like, you know, I just recall growing up, and just when you watch TV and how they always talk about the difficulties in pregnancy, and that it's going to be hard and tough, and just get over it, and yeah, I want a baby, but I don't want to go through the process of pregnancy. You know, some people, you know, really feel that way, and you gotta be very careful with those thoughts and work through those feelings and what's really going on, because that could really impact your pregnancy. But you know, it's almost an expectation of a pain and sacrifice and frustration through pregnancy. You know, I would love to see and hear more women talk about positive pregnancies, and pregnancies that, you know, don't necessarily, yeah, you're gonna go through some pain, but you know, the pain is to be worked with, and not to just get through, you know. So that's all that I wanted to share. And make sure you keep, you know, up with Infinite Nature, because I will definitely be sharing more information as far as with food and with you know, what I eat in a day, making more demos for you to, you know, be able to make yourself, or just at least be inspired to make other dishes. You know, I will have topics that I will talk about in relation to health, and also will make videos with my husband too, you know, so you can hear his perspective as a man. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you share, you subscribe, and you can also hit me up on on Instagram at Infinite Nature #1, or Facebook at Infinite Nature. So, you know, you can also see, you know, the things that I post as far as food and, you know, what I use for my pregnancy. So thank you so much once again, and have a great day.